All right, what's going on, guys? Day 4 of the bow reviews. If you can tell what I got in my hand, you know it's another Mathews. You might be able to even see it on the board. Today's video is going to be all about the new Mathews Phase 4 33. All right, guys, so like I said, the Mathews Phase 4 33. As the name states, this is essentially a fourth iteration of a very similar bow platform. Along with this, you got the new rubberized insert in between, or the rubber made in between the limbs. So essentially, it almost looks like you got four limbs on top and 4 limbs on the bottom with with a rubber dampening system, which they're calling it their RPD, their resistance phase dampening. Anyway, it's essentially a rubber line in between the two sets of limbs here. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a good idea. I don't know that it's made a whole lot of difference just so far from what I've shot between shooting this bow and shooting the V3X from last year. But with that being said, it is a very good idea. That's, like normal, that's Mathews' main thing is vibration and noise and efficiency. That's their main 3 things that they're really focused on in a bow. Like you've had in the past couple bows, you've got the bridge lock technology going through the riser for your sight. You also have a dovetail on the back of the riser for your integrated style wrists. You've got one stabilizer hole on the bottom, one stabilizer hole on the back at the bottom for your back bar, sidebar setups. You still have the SAS system tabs on the cams for their stay afield system. That's a sweet little system. That's one thing that Mathews has done extremely well. They're building an entire platform. Their stabilizers are awesome. You got the bridge lock stabilizers for the bottom there, or you can mount a standard stabilizer on the bottom. You got the bridge lock sights. I mean, Mathews has they've really tried to zero down on all the fine details and make these bows as easy and tunable. And I mean, they've really done a great job in that. Their quivers, by far, my opinion, are the best, followed by possibly Hoyt. And then, tight spots are pretty common on these bows. But the Mathews quiver systems their new style quiver systems are awesome. Anyway, let's go ahead and review this bow. I'm going to shoot it a few times and let you listen to it and watch me draw it, and we'll go from there. Definitely a smooth drawing bow. It holds and balances extremely well in my hands. As normal, I don't really care a whole lot for the grip, but it's not too bad. String angle is really nice. Slight vibration on the shot, maybe just a little bit more than the 29 had, which is to be expected with this long riser. Right there is where it lumps over. It's a very, very quiet bow. Draw back a couple more times. I'll go ahead and let it down, do the letdown test. Not too bad, but it's definitely wants to go with you. But like I keep saying, you either have that or you sacrifice speed a lot of times. Very quiet. Like I said, this bow is super balanced in my hand. I really like it. Back wall's nice. Got a slight bit of sponge to it, but it ain't bad at all. All right, let me grab my arrows and we'll talk about it. All right, so Phase 433. Let's tell you about my speeds right here before we start going into my review. So speeds, 27-inch draw, 350 grain arrow. I shot 293. 28.5-inch draw, 309. 30-inch draw, 324. 425 grain arrow, 27-inch draw, 272. 28.5, I got 285, and 30 inches, I got 299. And then with a 513 grain arrow, 27 inches, I got 251. 28.5, I got 259, and then 30 inches, I got 269. So it wasn't the fastest bow of the bows that I've tested, but it's by no means slow. At my draw length, which I'm a 27.5, these Mathews have seemed to be drawing about a ½ inch, quarter inch to a ½ inch long. So I shoot a 27.5. In the Mathews, I have to set it at 27 inches to get the feel and the draw length that I want. But at 27-inch draw, I'm shooting 272 with my hunting arrow weight. That's not too bad. So let's talk about the way I scored this bow and kind of why. All right, so shootability, we're giving this bow an 8. Tunability, we're giving this bow a 5. Draw cycle, we're giving this bow a 7. Back wall, a 7. Balance, we're giving it an 8. This bow really balanced well in my hand. Weight, we're going to give this bow a 5, which put a star beside of that because that's a higher number than what I scored to 29, but I'll get to that in just a minute. Speed, we gave this bow a 7. Like I said, wasn't the fastest, and it was above average, so give it a 7. Noise, we're going to give this bow a 7. It wasn't quite as quiet as the 29. So far, the 29 has been the quietest that we've shot in these reviews. Vibration, we're going to give this bow a 5. It did have some hand shot. Actually, you know what? Take that back. I'm going to give this bow a 6. It didn't have middle of the road vibration. It just had vibration, and I think I'm scoring it a little bit more critique-ish because it's Mathews and that's what they're supposed to be engineered for, is vibration. But it wasn't bad. I would say it's just above average. We'll give it a 6. And then fit and finish, we will give this bow a 10 because once again, I said I wasn't going to give any 10s, but Mathews has figured out the finish. This new Spectre camo from First Light, that is a sharp looking bow. All the way around, this bow just looks really nice, and it's a durable finish. And then price, our bonus section here, I gave it a 5 because it is $50 more expensive than the competitors' bows in this range. So we'll give it a 5. So for a total score of, I changed that, so that would give it a 70, giving us a total score of 75, which is, to this point, the highest scoring bow that I've had so far. So let's talk about why I scored these things the way I did. So long axle to axle, generous brace height, very, very long straight riser, all makes for a very shootable bow. And that's why I scored this bow so high on shootability. Tunability, I'm giving this bow a 5 once again because Mathews really doesn't have a way to tune this bow other than shimming the cams and you have to have a press for it. With that being said, the Mathews in general, the Mathews bows tune extremely well, and they don't seem to have tuning issues overall. So for tunability, we're giving it a 5, middle of the road. Draw cycle, giving this bow a 7. I liked this draw cycle. It still stacks on the back end. It's very smooth though. So I'm giving this draw cycle a 7. It's got a very nice valley, more valley in my opinion than the 29 had, but not as much as some of the other bow brands. Back wall, nice back wall, a little bit of a sponge, not bad at all. Very stiff back wall, I like it. Give it a 7. Balance, this bow balanced very well in my hand, giving it an 8 on balance. That's going to kind of tie into our next section, which is weight. I gave this bow a higher score than the 29 because this bow balanced so well in my hand. I really think with the integrated system, with the bridge lock system on a sight, the integrated rest, bridge lock system on a stabilizer, and their really tight Mathews quiver, I don't see myself having to run a sidebar or back bar on this bow, and it does balance well enough. I don't think I'd have to run an extremely heavy bar on the front. So that's why I'm giving it a 5. It is a heavy bow. So you take a weight penalty if that's not important to you. That's why I have this kind of lower on the scale. It's not as important, but when you're carrying a bow around in the backcountry, weight does make a difference. You're carrying it all day long. 10, 12, 15, 16 days, it makes a difference. Speed, giving this bow a 7. Slightly slower than the 29, still towards the top range of the bows we've tested. Noise, this bow is not quite as quiet as the 29, but it is very quiet compared to other bow brands. We're giving this bow a 7 on noise. It is very quiet. Vibration, it has a slight vibration in the hand. Not bad. It's definitely a little bit more vibration than the 29 in my opinion, but it's not bad at all. It dissipates very fast. And fit and finish, once again, Mathews has really just kind of, they are in their own world as far as durability. Hoyt is very, very close behind of the bow brands that I've shot here in the shop. I like the way these bows finish is made, and it's a very durable bow. So that's why I've got that. Like I said, total score 70, bonus points 5 for price, and we've got a total score of 75. So, like I said, guys, Mathews Phase 4 33. So far, it's the highest scoring bow of this series. I like it. I would shoot it. If I was in the market for a bow, which right now I'm not, but I am, I don't know. We'll see when I get done with this test. But so far, I really like this bow. It's one of my favorites. To this point, it is my favorite of the 4 that I've shot in this series, but there's a lot more to come. So thanks for watching, guys. Like I say every time, hopefully you're getting something out of this series and of this information. If there's anything else you want to see, please comment down below. Please let me know. Please continue to comment and support the channel. I really appreciate that. It helps me out a lot. If you have any archery related questions that I can't answer, comment down below, and if there's something it's a really valuable question, I'll call up here, or you can even call up here to the shop, 704-855-1300. We'll try to get your questions answered, get your concerns answered. If you have anything else related to archery that you want to talk to these guys about, don't hesitate to give them a call. They'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Like always, remember to live your life to the fullest and use your passions to bless others. We'll catch you on the next one.